Okay. So here we are 1-8 looking at example number 1. Find the ages of 4 employees given the following clues. When added together, the total is 106 years. Okay, well that sentence does me no good right now because I have no idea who I'm adding together. So this is something we're going to look at the end. So let's just put this is going to give me my equation. Kirk is twice 10 years less than the manager's age. Brian is 12 years younger than twice the manager's age. And Matt is 6 years older than half the manager's age. Okay, so right away I'm seeing that I have a lot of different people going on here, so I want to write that out. So these are my let statements or my, labeling my expressions here. So we have Kirk equals Brian equals Matt equals and the manager equals. Okay. So find out which one of those people are just the X. Who do we have the least amount of information about? Kirk, well, this little sentence is talking about Kirk compared to the manager. This little chunk of the sentence is talking about Brian compared to the manager. And the final piece of that sentence is talking about Matt compared to the manager. So by default, we don't have a sentence telling us anything about the manager. So the manager has to be my just plain old X. So now let's go back to Kirk. Kirk is twice, meaning times 2, 10 years less than, so that's going to be a minus 10, than the manager's age. Is twice 10 years less than the manager's age. So that means that the 10 years less is happening first. So the manager is X, 10 years less would be minus 10. And then we want twice that, which is where those parentheses come into play and are extremely necessary. If that sentence had said 10 less than twice the manager's age, then the parentheses would not be necessary. But because it's saying twice 10 years less than, the parentheses are necessary. All right, let's look at Brian. Brian is 12 years younger, so that's minus 12, than twice the manager's age. So here, this is a perfect example of this. Notice how the twice is coming after. Nope, I said that wrong. Notice how in this one, Brian is 12 years younger than twice the manager's age. So where in Kirk's sentence, we were multiplying the 2 by both the X and the minus 10. In this one, we're just multiplying the X by 2 and then subtracting that 12. 12 years younger than twice the manager's age. And let's go next to Matt. Matt is 6 years older, so plus, than half the manager's age. So remember, a fraction of something, a fraction of anything is always multiplication with that fraction. So 1/2 X and 6 years older would be plus 6. All right, so now we're going to go back to that sentence up here that I starred and now just highlighted to create our equation, because that's the difference between this lesson and maybe previous lessons, is that before we were just translating, now we actually need to use those, make an equation and solve that equation. So when added together, the total is 106 years. So that means they want me to add all of these things together and set it equal to total of 106. So 2 parentheses X minus 10 plus 2X minus 12 plus 1/2 X plus 6 plus X is equal to 106. So now you're just doing any simplifying, any distribution, any combining of like terms. 2X and 1/2 X and X would be 2, 3, 3.5 X, which I'm going to change to 3.5 because that's a little bit easier for me. Minus 12 and plus 6 would be minus 6. And still combining like terms here, 3.5x plus 2, 3, 4, 5.5x. Negative 20 minus 6 more is negative 26. Add that negative, add 26 to both sides because it's the opposite of a minus 26. 5.5x is equal to 132. Divide by 5.5. And this is where we're going to jump to a calculator, which I don't have mine open. So I'm going to go to my little baby calculator here. So we have 132 divided by 5.5, which is 24. So x is equal to 24. Now, last thing we need to do is just make sure that we answered the question. So find the ages of 4 employees. So we just found X. We did not find the ages of all 4 employees. We just found X, which just so happens to be the manager's age. So we know the manager is 24 years old. And Matt is 1/2 of the manager, which half of 24 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Brian, 2 times 24 is 48. 48 minus 12 is 36. And last but not least, Kirk over there is 24 minus 10, which is 14, times 2 is 28. So these are your ages. Again, just making sure that you answered that question there, because had I just found X, I wouldn't have the complete picture there.